On April 13, 2017, the United States dropped the GBU-43B bomb, nicknamed the mother of all bombs, on a base in Afghanistan for the first time. This was the most powerful non-nuclear bomb the US had ever used on the battlefield. However, it is not the strongest bomb in the world. Across the ocean, Russia possesses a weapon 4 times more powerful than the mother of all bombs, known as the thermobaric bomb, father of all bombs. During the conflict in Ukraine in early April 2024, Russian Su-34 fighters carried out missions to drop ODB-500 thermobaric bombs on several Ukrainian strongholds. In fact, on March 16th, prior to these events, the Russian Ministry of Defense announced that its forces had conducted a precision airstrike on the deployment site of the Kakin Group, a special unit of Ukraine's Defense Intelligence Directorate, killing up to 300 soldiers. Before diving deeper into this weapon, let's explore what a thermobaric bomb is. The recent attacks using thermobaric bombs have demonstrated the increasing frequency and variety of these weapons being employed by the Russian military in Ukraine. So, what makes this weapon special? Can it help Russia achieve its goals in the Ukraine conflict? The ODB-500 and ODB-1500 bombs are two of the thermobaric weapons currently in the Russian military's arsenal. However, they are not the most powerful. The most powerful thermobaric bomb that the Russian military possesses is the ATBIP, also known as OAB, father of all bombs. This bomb weighs approximately 7.3 tons, but has an explosive yield equivalent to 44 tons of TNT, making it the most powerful non-nuclear weapon in the world. For comparison, the US's GBU-43B, the mother of all bombs, weighs 9.8 tons, but has an explosive yield of only about 11 tons of TNT, which is just 1/4 the power of the FOAB. This highlights the terrifying effect of thermobaric weapons. In addition to FOAB and the ODB bombs, the Russian military also has a diverse range of thermobaric weapons, from TOS-1 rocket launchers to RPO shoulder-fired missiles. Although thermobaric weapons come in various sizes and levels of destructive power, they operate based on a common principle involving 2 stages. First, the weapon explodes to create a cloud of combustible materials, such as fuel or fine metal particles. Then, a secondary explosion ignites this cloud, creating a massive fireball accompanied by a shockwave that destroys everything within the blast radius. This effect is similar to natural explosions that occur in coal mines or flour mills, where flammable particles dispersed in the air ignite. Due to this principle, thermobaric weapons have a much higher explosive yield relative to their weight compared to conventional weapons. For example, Russia's ODB-500 bomb, which weighs around 525 kilograms and contains 193 kilograms of explosives, has a blast radius of 25 to 30 meters. This bomb is effective in urban environments or for clearing minefields while minimizing damage to infrastructure. However, the effectiveness of thermobaric weapons depends on environmental conditions such as the chemical mixture, oxygen availability, and weather. These weapons are not suitable for use underwater or in poor weather conditions. Thermobaric weapons were first used by the US military during the Vietnam War, with the CBU-55 bomb as a notable example. This bomb created a vacuum effect, destroying respiratory systems and brain tissue instead of producing shrapnel like conventional bombs. When a thermobaric bomb hits the ground, the fuse is triggered, breaking the bomb's casing and releasing ethylene oxide as a fuel cloud. This cloud is ignited at a height of 1 meter after 0.125 seconds, with a blast radius of about 500 meters, covering an area of 0.8 square kilometers. The explosion combines the fuel with oxygen in the air, creating a massive blast and consuming all the oxygen in the vicinity, causing severe damage to anyone within the blast range. The Soviet Union also developed thermobaric weapons to counter the Chinese military and used them in Afghanistan. Although the United Nations condemned these weapons as inhumane, they are not banned by international conventions. A 2000 CIA report stated that the temperatures of thermobaric explosions could reach 2,000–3,000 degrees Celsius, causing victims near the blast's epicenter to be completely vaporized. Those farther away could suffer severe injuries, such as ruptured eardrums, lung damage, and internal organ trauma. On September 11, 2007, After successful testing, the Russian Army's deputy chief of staff announced that the FOA bomb could be compared to a tactical nuclear bomb in terms of effectiveness, but without causing environmental contamination. It is considered a non-nuclear weapon with global deterrence capabilities. Besides bombs, thermobaric technology has also been applied to Russia's new generation rocket artillery systems, with power 3 times that of the TOS-1. Based on the experience of using flamethrowing systems on tracked vehicles in the deserts of Syria and Iraq, Russia is about to introduce 2 new-generation heavy thermobaric systems, TOS-2 and Sonsipek. TOS-2 uses an armored wheeled chassis, offering greater mobility compared to the TOS-1, which is mounted on a T-72 tank chassis, thus overcoming transportation limitations and the risk of ambush. Experts believe that these new systems will have a longer range and superior firepower thanks to larger thermobaric warheads. Although thermobaric weapons have demonstrated terrifying power, there are no exact records of when they were first developed. However, it is believed that the origins of these weapons date back to World War I, when the German military used incendiary shells containing a mixture of asphalt and gunpowder. By World War II, the Nazis had researched thermobaric weapons, but there is no evidence they were used. During the Cold War, both the US and the Soviet Union successfully developed and deployed these types of weapons. Thermobaric weapons, to function effectively, require the creation of a combustible fuel cloud. However, under adverse conditions, such as strong winds, or when the fuel density is too thick or too thin, the combustion reaction may not occur, rendering the weapon useless. Additionally, factors like air humidity, fuel type, ignition source strength, and the structure of the fuel cloud also affect the ability to detonate. Although thermobaric weapons have been developed over decades, these weaknesses remain difficult to overcome. In the conflict in Ukraine, despite the emergence of many advanced weapons from both sides, no weapon has been able to completely change the battlefield situation. Ultimately, the decisive factor in war is still human beings, not weapons. This holds true for the thermobaric bombs that Russia is using in Ukraine. What do you think about this type of weapon? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section below.